Why Andrew Tate hasn't been talked about lately? Andrew Tate is no stranger to controversy, famous for his controversial comments about women, race, and mental health. The former kickboxer and social media influencer has sparked debates and controversies with his outspoken views on social media. However, despite his notoriety, he is considered a hero by some, and a bigot and misogynist by others. But what happened to him? Why has he been relatively silent lately? Join us as we uncover the truth behind the sudden silence of this once popular influencer. Originally from Washington, D.C. Tate was born on December 1, 1986, into a mixed-race family with an African-American father who was an international chess master and an African-American mother who worked as a catering assistant. Growing up, young Andrew was a curious child with a sharp mind. At the tender age of 5, he picked up the game of chess and quickly developed a passion for it. In no time, he was competing in adult tournaments and showing off his natural talent. However, things weren't always easy for Andrew and his family. After his parents divorced, his mother made the difficult decision to move both Andrew and his younger brother Tristan to England in search of a better life. Here, Andrew continued to hone his chess skills and make a name for himself in the chess world. In 2005, Tate began to envision a much greater journey and poured his heart and soul into becoming a fighter. He was determined to become one of the finest kickboxers in Britain, and his commitment to work paid off when he was ranked the 7th best light heavyweight kickboxer by the International Sport Kickboxing Association, ISKA, in November 2008. With this accomplishment under his belt, Tate set his sights on winning a championship. In 2009, he won the British ISKA Full Contact Cruiserweight Championship in Derby and established himself as the #1 ranked kickboxer in his division in Europe. His impressive skills and quick moves earned him the nickname King Cobra. The year 2011 brought even more success for Tate when he won his first ISKA world title in a rematch against Jean-Luc Benoit via knockout. In spite of losing to Benoit previously by decision, Tate came out on top thanks to his dedication to his craft. During the 2012 Infusion Championship tournament, Tate lost to Francie Gradz. Before his loss, he was ranked as the 2nd best light heavyweight kickboxer in the world, but he didn't let it discourage him. The following year, in 2013, Tate won his 2nd ISKA world title in a 12-round match against Vincent Petitjean. This win made him a world champion in 2 weight divisions, establishing him as one of the most dominant fighters in the sport. However, it wasn't just his fighting skills that made him famous. In 2016, Tate was thrust into the spotlight, appearing on the popular British reality show, Big Brother. Intrigued by his persona, viewers were eager to learn what he would bring to the show. However, his time on the show was short-lived, as he soon found himself at the center of controversy. The controversy began when Tate's old tweets surfaced, revealing offensive and hurtful comments he had made about various groups. This sparked outrage among viewers and the public, who demanded that Tate be held accountable for his words. The situation escalated when a video emerged, allegedly showing Tate hitting a woman with a belt. The producers of Big Brother swiftly removed him from the show, citing concerns about the safety of the other contestants. While Tate claimed that the woman in the video was a friend and that the actions were consensual, the damage had already been done. In the aftermath of the scandal, Tate's public image took a serious hit. He was widely criticized for his behavior, leading many to distance themselves from him. Despite his attempts to defend himself, he found it difficult to shake off the negative associations that had been attached to his name. Following the fallout of the British reality show, Big Brother Tate identified himself as a libertarian and became known in far-right circles through his appearances on InfoWars and associations with figures such as Mike Cernovich, Jack Posobiec, and Paul Joseph Watson. He gained widespread recognition. In mid-2022, Tate became a household name, even surpassing the likes of Donald Trump and COVID-19 in Google searches. Sadly, it wasn't for pleasant reasons. Tate's comments on women were extremely misogynistic, and his influence on young men was concerning. With organizations such as the White Ribbon Campaign and Hope Not Hate expressing concern about the long-term effects of Tate's commentary on his young male audience. He also made headlines for his involvement in the INCEL movement, a group of men who blame women for their lack of romantic and sexual relationships. Tate's comments about George Floyd's death also drew widespread condemnation, with many accusing him of racism and insensitivity. Despite the backlash, Tate continued to defend his views and maintain a high profile on social media. Despite criticism, Tate claimed that his videos praised women and were mainly intended to teach his viewers to avoid toxic and low-value people. He even stated that people believed completely false narratives about him due to his comedic persona. However, Tate's rhetoric spoke for itself when he faced multiple bans from social media platforms. Despite being verified by Twitter, 3 of his accounts were suspended at different times for violating their policies. In August 2022, Facebook and Instagram permanently banned him due to violations of their policies on dangerous organizations and individuals. TikTok also removed his account, citing their policies on content that attacks, threatens, incites violence against, or otherwise dehumanizes an individual or a group. YouTube followed suit, suspending his channel, citing multiple violations, including hate speech and COVID-19 misinformation. Despite the ban, Tate's content continued to circulate on social media platforms via fan accounts. Tate eventually moved to alt-tech platforms, Getter and Rumble, making the latter briefly become the most downloaded app on the App Store. In February 2023, The Guardian reported that Tate was popular among British teenage boys. Parents and school teachers expressed concern that he was influencing boys to exhibit misogynistic and aggressive behavior. A survey conducted by Hope Not Hate found that 8 in 10 British boys aged 16 to 17 had consumed Tate's content, and 45% of British men aged 16 to 24 had a positive view of him, compared to only 1% of British women aged 16 to 17 who held a positive view of Tate. In recent years, Andrew Tate's controversies have escalated. He has been embroiled in a human trafficking and rape investigation, with accusations of participating in a sex trafficking ring and sexually assaulting women. It all began with a British investigation in 2015. Andrew Tate was accused by 2 women of rape and another of repeated strangulation. After a 4-year investigation, the Crown Prosecution Service declined to file charges due to a lack of evidence, stating that the evidence did not meet our legal test and there was no realistic prospect of a conviction. With Andrew Tate maintaining his innocence, claiming that the police found messages on the women's phones that exonerated him. Fast forward to April 2022. Andrew Tate made headlines again when a man called the U.S. Embassy to report that his ex-girlfriend, an American citizen, was being held captive in Tate's home in Romania. Romanian police raided the home and a nearby webcam studio belonging to Tate, where they discovered 4 women, 2 of whom said they were being held against their will. This sparked an in rem investigation into human trafficking. Following the investigation in December 2022, the Tate brothers and 2 women were arrested, one of them suspected of rape, on suspicion of human trafficking and forming an organized crime group. DICOT, the Romanian Anti-Organized Crime Agency, accused Andrew Tate of recruiting women through the loverboy method, misrepresenting their intention to commit to a romantic relationship and forcing them to create explicit content for websites like OnlyFans. Romanian authorities also seized 29 assets, including 15 cars and more than 10 properties, watches, and money belonging to the Tate brothers. These assets total an estimated $4 million. While the Tate brothers have denied these allegations, they are currently in pretrial detention, and if convicted, their assets will be forfeited to the state. As of January 5, 2 potential victims had joined the case as civil parties and filed statements against the suspects according to court documents. In an online harassment campaign, witnesses and accusers were targeted. One of the accusers received a cease and desist letter from the Tate brothers' legal team in February 2023. In this letter, she and her parents were threatened with a $300 million lawsuit for defamation. While the sudden silence of Andrew Tate may be puzzling to some, it is imperative to note that the consequences of one's actions can be significant. Tate's controversial remarks and actions have generated intense backlash and condemnation, leading to significant damage to his public image and career. While some may view him as a hero, it is essential to recognize the harm that his comments and actions have caused marginalized communities and the importance of holding individuals accountable for their behavior. What do you think about Andrew Tate? Share your comments in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.